Let's talk about today's new moon, because I genuinely believe most people are completely underestimating the sheer power of this moment. This isn't your average fresh start, cosmic invitation. This Aries New Moon on April 17th. It's not just significant, it's one of the most concentrated, high-voltage cosmic events we'll encounter all year. And if you've been grappling with an inexplicable restlessness, a persistent feeling that something monumental is brewing just beneath the surface, know that there's a profound astrological explanation for it. Similarly, if you've been experiencing a peculiar vulnerability, as if long dormant wounds or insecurities are suddenly laid bare, I urge you to stay with me. There's a critical astrological alignment at play that I'll dissect later in this discussion, and I believe it will entirely reframe your perception of that deep-seated discomfort. But before we delve deeper, it's crucial to grasp what truly sets this particular new moon apart. This isn't merely another opportunity to jot down intentions and passively hope for the best. No, this is what I'm calling a fearless reset. And let me be clear, fearless isn't just a captivating buzzword, it embodies the very essence of our cosmic assignment right now. A powerful current has been building since February, reaching its absolute apex today. Here's a critical insight many might be overlooking. This new moon isn't an isolated event. It represents the culminant point of an energetic wave that has been gathering momentum for months. Rewind to February, two formidable planets, Saturn and Neptune, made their historic entry into Aries. A celestial event unseen for decades. Their powerful conjunction at 0 degrees, Aries laid down a massive cosmic foundation. If you registered a significant shift in the air back then, trust that feeling. It was the very bedrock being established. Ever since, we've been navigating a peculiar energetic landscape where the familiar rules no longer entirely apply. Yet the emerging paradigms remain tantalizingly out of focus. It's akin to moving through a dense fog. You sense progression, but the ultimate destination is obscured. Does this experience resonate with you? And now, today, everything accelerates exponentially. It's not merely the sun and moon uniting in Aries. We have an extraordinary convergence of 7 celestial bodies intensely packed into this single sign: the sun, moon, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron. Astrologers call this phenomenon a stellium, and frankly, a concentration of this magnitude is exceptionally rare. But here's the truly captivating detail that commands my attention. There are currently 0 retrograde planets. None. Absolutely everything in the cosmos is surging forward at full throttle. There's no celestial brake pedal, no energetic delays, no cosmic. Let's reconsider this in 6 months. The prevailing energy is relentless, urgent, and unequivocally demands decisive action. I've personally been experiencing this profound acceleration, a sensation that time itself is somehow quickening its pace. Let's explore the degree of crisis and why it inherently carries immense power. Allow me to elaborate on the precise location of this new moon, as its exact degree holds far more significance than you might initially assume. This new moon precisely aligns at 27 degrees of Aries. In astrological terms, any planetary activity occurring between 27 degrees and 29 degrees of a sign falls within what we call the anaretic degrees. Essentially, these represent the final, potent push. The ultimate opportunity to master the core energy of that sign before transitioning into an entirely new thematic cycle. Picture it this way. Recall that surge of hyper-focused energy you discover deep within yourself when a crucial deadline looms. That's the potent vibration of an anaretic degree. It possesses an undeniable urgency, a profound now or never quality. Therefore, a new moon at 27 degrees Aries isn't a gentle, take your time kind of invitation. No, this is a clear declaration. The time for learning is over. It's time to execute. It's unequivocally challenging you to master the art of fearlessness, to take command of your own destiny, to implicitly trust your instincts, and to initiate bold action even when the entire path isn't perfectly illuminated. And frankly, I believe this is precisely the clarion call many of us desperately need right now. We've been trapped in the inertia of analysis paralysis for far too long, perpetually waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect surge of confidence. This new moon is boldly stating, that moment isn't arriving, you must actively create it. Your wounds are an intrinsic part of your power, and this realization fundamentally changes everything. Remember my earlier mention of a specific astrological reason for any recent feelings of vulnerability. This is it. Today's new moon forms an almost exact conjunction with Chiron. For those unfamiliar, Chiron is astrologically renowned as the wounded healer. It symbolizes our most profound vulnerabilities and hurts, particularly those entwined with our sense of identity and our inherent right to simply be ourselves. Chiron has been traversing Aries since 2018, actively surfacing deep-seated issues around self-confidence, the primal fear of rejection for our authentic selves, and the lingering wounds from moments when our will was stifled, or we were made to feel too much or not enough. So, with the Sun's conjunction to Chiron yesterday and the Moon's meeting Chiron at today's new moon, the entire cosmic narrative pivots around a singular, potent inquiry. Can you advance despite your wounds? Can you lead authentically, even when the gnawing whisper of imposter syndrome attempts to undermine you? Can you embody both vulnerability and power simultaneously? And here's the crucial insight I want to imprint upon you. This moment isn't about achieving complete healing before you take action. Rather, the action itself is the conduit for healing. The fiery energy of Aries doesn't find solace or restoration through passive rest and contemplation. It heals through dynamic movement, through bravely stepping into the arena, even when fear is your unwelcome companion. This has been a profound personal realization for me lately, as I've deeply contemplated how we're often conditioned to believe we must have it all together before we can dare to be bold, or fix ourselves before we can genuinely lead. Yet, this new moon delivers the exact opposite message. It's declaring, bring your doubts with you, bring your fears, bring your imposter syndrome, and go anyway. Does that powerful reframe resonate with you? Because if you've been perpetually postponing your next move, waiting for that elusive feeling of readiness, I can tell you now, it's likely not going to arrive. And that, surprisingly, is perfectly acceptable. Let's navigate the fog, the power, and the wall. It's imperative now that we discuss Mars, as it is the planetary ruler of Aries. This means Mars essentially orchestrates how this entire potent new moon energy will manifest and unfold in your personal life. Mars has embarked on quite an eventful journey this month. Allow me to guide you through its recent transits, as I believe they offer profound clarity on many of the experiences you might have been encountering. On April 9th, Mars triumphantly entered Aries, its very own home sign. This ignited an immediate, potent surge of confidence, raw ambition, and an almost insatiable desire to accelerate, innovate, and break free from limitations. However, just 4 days later, on April 13th, Mars encountered Neptune. This conjunction created a fascinating, yet potentially perilous, energetic blend. Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, spirituality, but also confusion and deception, fused with Mars, the cosmic warrior. The result? What I term delusional motivation. You might have felt incredibly fired up, convinced you were on a righteous, unstoppable mission, only to find the underlying reality shrouded in fog. Perhaps you were valiantly battling for something that wasn't entirely real, or pouring your precious energy into a mirage. Has this resonated with your recent experience? Feeling intensely motivated, yet simultaneously confused about the true objective of your efforts. That was undoubtedly the Mars-Neptune effect, and I confess I felt it deeply myself. There were days I declared, "I'm going to completely overhaul everything," only to wake the next morning wondering, wait, what exactly was I thinking? But then, a crucial shift occurred just yesterday, April 16th, as Mars formed a supportive aspect to Pluto. Pluto, the master of transformation and deep truth, specializes in cutting through illusion to reveal the fundamental core. Consequently, the fog began to dissipate. Suddenly, your genuine motivations came into clearer focus. You could perceive precisely where your true power resided. It was akin to someone illuminating a flashlight in a previously dark and uncertain room. This clearing of vision is purposefully preparing us for the next significant alignment. On April 19th, merely 2 days after the new moon, Mars will powerfully collide with Saturn. This is an intense configuration. Saturn, the cosmic adult, embodies limitation, structure, discipline, and often delivers stern reality checks. When Mars meets Saturn, it's symbolically akin to hitting a formidable brick wall at full speed. Forward momentum seemingly grinds to a halt. You encounter unexpected obstacles. Tasks that appeared simple suddenly feel impossibly challenging. However, here's the pivotal understanding I want you to grasp. It's absolutely crucial for how you navigate today's new moon. The Mars-Saturn conjunction isn't designed to stop you in your tracks. Instead, it aims to ensure that whatever you are endeavoring to build possesses genuine, lasting structural integrity. Saturn is essentially posing the vital questions. All right, you're eager to be bold and fearless, to initiate this brand new chapter. Excellent. But have you formulated a solid plan? Do you possess the necessary discipline? Are you truly willing to commit to the rigorous, often unglamorous hard work? And if your honest answer is no, Saturn will make that abundantly clear very swiftly. Therefore, the profound lesson of this new moon isn't to charge ahead with unchecked recklessness. It is, rather, to embody a synthesis of boldness and strategy, of fearlessness tempered with responsibility. That is the sophisticated integration we are cosmically challenged to achieve. Let's explore the performer and the audience. This profound symbol, I believe, fundamentally alters our perspective. I want to share with you a key insight that I feel unlocks the deeper alchemical meaning of this entire new moon. It originates from the enigmatic system known as the Sabian symbols. Each precise degree of the zodiac possesses a unique symbol, a channeled, evocative image that offers profound insight into its inherent energetic signature. When we round up from 27 degrees to 28 degrees Aries, the symbol revealed is striking. A large audience confronts the performer who disappointed its expectations. Upon my initial encounter with this symbol, my immediate reaction was, "Wow, that's incredibly intense." However, the more I meditated on its profound implications, the more I understood that this is precisely the potent medicine required in this moment. Here's my interpretation of what this symbol is revealing to us. We've all, at one time or another, embodied that performer, haven't we? We've made earnest promises to ourselves, to others. We've nurtured grand visions and expansive dreams. We've been thrilled by the vastness of our own potential. But then, the often unforgiving hand of reality descends, and perhaps we didn't fully deliver. We might have fallen short, overpromised, and underdelivered. And now, this audience appears, whether comprised of actual individuals in our lives or simply the discerning gaze of our own conscience. And it asks, perhaps silently but insistently, so, where are the results? This confrontation, this raw moment of reckoning with the disparity between our stated intentions and our actual achievements, is not a punishment. I genuinely believe it is a powerful initiation. Because here's the undeniable truth. We cannot indefinitely reside in the comfortable realm of pure potentiality. We cannot perpetually discuss what we might achieve someday. At a certain juncture, we must rise to the occasion and deliver. We must manifest actual, tangible results. And this new moon marks that very moment. It's the cosmos declaring, "All right, enough with the soaring grand visions and thrilling ideas. It's time to show up and substantiate them. It's time to embrace radical accountability for any areas where you've been leisurely coasting on potential rather than diligently putting in the necessary work." Now, am I suggesting this will be comfortable? No. Am I asserting it will be easy? Absolutely not. But I do believe it is profoundly necessary, for this is the very crucible of our growth. This is how we mature into authentic power. Not the illusory power of what we might someday become, but the grounded, undeniable power of who we genuinely are when we consistently deliver on our promises. Let's title this, Build Your Rebellion with a Blueprint. All right, it's time to delve into the practical, strategic framework for engaging with this potent new moon energy. And I strongly advocate that you do engage. There are 3 specific, transformative moves that I believe will fundamentally alter how this entire cosmic cycle unfolds for you. The first of these might genuinely surprise you, as it directly challenges conventional wisdom about Aries energy. Common narratives often portray Aries as synonymous with impulsivity, audacious leaps of faith, and an unthinking, just go for it mentality. And while that energetic current certainly exists, here's the critical caveat. Due to the powerful Mars-Saturn conjunction occurring just 2 days after this new moon, acting recklessly without a well-considered plan, is a guaranteed path to hitting an immediate, formidable wall. So, here's the inaugural bold move. Execute the calculated rebellion. What does this powerful directive entail? It means consciously merging the raw, catalytic fire of Mars with the grounded, disciplined structure of Saturn. You identify precisely where you yearn to break free, where you are compelled to rebel against an outdated status quo, or where you intend to initiate something entirely novel. And then, you meticulously construct a solid, strategic blueprint for its actualization. Let's illustrate with an example. Perhaps you've been experiencing an intense, undeniable urge to depart from your current employment and launch your own entrepreneurial venture. That embodies the pure Mars energy. The "I'm done playing it safe, I need to forge my own path" impulse. And that impulse is entirely valid. However, the Saturn energy immediately interjects with crucial questions. Okay, but what's the concrete, actionable plan? How much capital do you realistically need saved? What are the precise first 3 steps? What's your contingency plan if initial efforts don't immediately yield desired results? And I fully recognize that this strategic approach may not sound as thrilling as simply resigning today and figuring it out as you go. But here's a profound truth I've come to understand. Rebellions devoid of structure are inherently unsustainable. They ignite brightly and burn out rapidly, ultimately collapsing under the relentless weight of reality. The rebellions that genuinely transform your life are those where you consciously honor both the insurgent fire and the steadfast foundation. These are the moments you declare, "Yes, I'm absolutely going to undertake this bold, fear-inducing endeavor, and I'm going to do so with unwavering responsibility." Promptly. So today, as you thoughtfully set your intentions for this potent new moon, I urge you to deeply consider this synthesis. What is the audacious move you are ready to make? And what is the meticulously designed blueprint that will ensure this bold step actually endures? Because Saturn isn't attempting to extinguish your dreams. On the contrary, Saturn is meticulously ensuring that your dreams possess the resilience and structure to not only survive, but thrive within the constraints of reality. And truly, that is an invaluable gift. Next, we move to stop hiding behind the armor. All right, the second bold move taps directly into that profound Chiron energy. This one, I acknowledge, is likely the most vulnerable, yet I am convinced it is also the most inherently powerful. Here it is. 4. Weaponize your vulnerability. I understand this phrase might initially sound like an inherent contradiction. How can vulnerability possibly be a weapon? But I implore you, stay with me on this crucial concept. Typically, when we find ourselves wounded or consumed by insecurity, our natural inclination is to retreat. We tend to wait, often indefinitely, until we perceive ourselves as strong enough before daring to step back into visibility. We meticulously construct and hide behind an elaborate armor, a carefully curated persona, a polished performance, the pretense that we flawlessly have it all together. However, this new moon's exact conjunction with Chiron radically redefines this dynamic. It asserts that the wound itself is an integral part of your power. Your vulnerability, far from being a weakness, is precisely where your strength resides. And the astrological directive here is unequivocally clear. You do not get the luxury of waiting until you feel ready. You do not get to postpone action until the fear magically dissipates. You are compelled to act, anyway. You must courageously step into the arena, even as you intimately carry your doubts and uncertainties. And here's the profound alchemy that occurs when you embrace this approach. When you show up authentically, allowing others to witness your fear, yet observe you proceeding regardless when you lead from a place of candidly admitting, I don't possess all the answers, but I am fiercely committed to figuring it out, that, my friends, is magnetic. That is genuine. That is what truly inspires people. Because perfection, in its sterile remoteness, rarely inspires anyone. Perfection feels distant, untouchable. But vulnerable courage, that is profoundly relatable. That is what prompts others to think, if they can achieve it while feeling scared, perhaps I can too. So, the second transformative move is this. Pinpoint the very thing you've been consistently avoiding because you haven't yet amassed enough confidence, and then simply do it anyway. Bring your imposter syndrome along for the ride. Bring your fear of judgment. Bring all of it. And instead of perceiving these internal experiences as weaknesses that disqualify you, radically reframe them as valuable data points. Your past hurts, your deep-seated insecurities, your unhealed wounds. These are not cosmic stop signs. They are, in fact, sophisticated navigation tools. They illuminate precisely where you need to cultivate self-compassion, where you require external support, and where firm boundaries must be established. But they absolutely do not possess the power to halt your forward momentum. Not anymore. And I want to be entirely transparent with you. This is the very area I am personally engaging with most intensely right now. I carry my own persistent imposter syndrome. I grapple with my own fears about my qualifications for creating these videos, about potential judgment, about the inevitable possibility of making mistakes. Yet, I am consciously choosing to show up anyway, because I fundamentally believe the message itself holds greater importance than my personal comfort. Does that resonate on a deeper level? Now, for face your audience and deliver. All right. The third bold move stems directly from that evocative Sabian symbol, the performer confronting a disappointed audience. And here it is. Step into the arena of radical accountability. This is arguably the most challenging of the three, for it demands that you unflinchingly confront the chasm between your vast potential and your current reality, between what you declared you would do and what you have, in fact, actually done. I believe many of us have comfortably resided within the inviting space of potentialities for quite some time. We revel in discussing our grand plans, in the exhilarating rush of initiating new projects, in the allure of vision boards, manifestation techniques, and the pervasive, "someday I'm going to." energy, but at a certain juncture. And this new moon unequivocally marks that juncture. We must cease talking and commence delivering. We must bravely face the peoples, or, more potently, the part of ourselves that has patiently awaited tangible results. So, practically speaking, here's the exercise for today. I want you to ask yourself, with unflinching honesty, where have I predominantly been, all talk and no action? Where have I been idly coasting on my potential, instead of actively proving my capability? Where have I genuinely disappointed myself by failing to follow through? And then, this is the arduous part. I want you to own it. Not in a debilitating shame spiral, not in a self-flagellating condemnation, but in a mature, empowered manner that says, okay, I clearly see where I fell short, and I am now committed to taking concrete action to address it. Perhaps this means finally completing that project you initiated half a year ago. Perhaps it entails engaging in that difficult, long-avoided conversation. Perhaps it signifies a commitment to showing up consistently, rather than merely appearing when inspiration strikes. Because here's an uncomfortable truth that few are willing to utter aloud. Intention without accompanying action is merely fantasy. And this new moon is powerfully urging you to traverse the critical bridge from fantasy to tangible reality. Your audience is watching. Your future self is watching, and they are not demanding perfection. They are demanding proof. Proof that you are serious. Proof that you are willing to undertake the often unglamorous, diligent work. Proof that your focus isn't solely on what you might become, but that you are deeply committed to who you actually are right now, and what you are capable of building from that very foundation. And when you consciously undertake this, when you bravely step into that arena, face the music, and deliver on your commitments, a profound internal alchemy occurs. Because you are no longer merely performing, you are no longer pretending. You become unequivocally real. And that is when true, untamed power is unleashed. Understand this. This isn't the end, it's the ignition sequence. Look, I fully grasp that this might all sound incredibly intense. And frankly, it is. This new moon hasn't arrived to offer you comfort. It's here to forge you into a more powerful version of yourself. But I also want to emphasize that this potent energy doesn't simply dissipate after April 17th. This is merely the formidable beginning. Following Mars's powerful collision with Saturn on April 19th, the Sun will transition into the grounded sign of Taurus. And that's when everything you courageously initiated during this new moon phase will begin to stabilize, take firm root, and manifest into tangible reality. Then, on April 25th, Uranus makes its significant ingress into Gemini for the first time in 7 years. This heralds an entirely separate, massive paradigm shift, a complete revolution in our modes of communication, our patterns of thought, and our engagement with technology. So, the overarching message is this. This Aries new moon serves as the critical ignition sequence for something far grander. It is the cosmic starter gun. And how you consciously choose to engage with this potent energy today will unequivocally set the tone and trajectory for the remainder of your year. You stand at a powerful crossroads right now. You can allow this pivotal moment to simply pass, thereby perpetuating familiar patterns, or you can courageously step up, embrace the discomfort, and initiate the fearless reset you've instinctively known you've been avoiding. And I genuinely believe, I mean this with every fiber of my being, that the version of yourself awaiting on the other side of this transformative period is one you will be immensely proud of. However, that powerful self can only be accessed by your willingness to bravely step through the inevitable discomfort. So, what conscious choice will you make today? All right, here's what I want to leave you with, a potent framework for engagement. Today morning, As that new moon reaches its peak, I urge you to ask yourself these three pivotal questions. First, what is my calculated rebellion? What audacious move am I ready to make? And what meticulous blueprint will ensure its enduring impact? Second, where am I still hiding behind the armor? Where do I need to courageously show up vulnerably and authentically, even in the face of my deepest fears? And third, where do I need to definitively stop talking and start delivering? Where is my audience, be it other individuals or my own soul, patiently awaiting tangible proof of my seriousness? These three questions form your unequivocal roadmap forward. And honestly, if you answer them with uncompromising sincerity and then commit to taking decisive action based on those revelations, I am convinced your life will undergo a profound and visible transformation within the next 6 months. This new moon is undeniably powerful. It is rare. It is urgent. And it is passionately calling you to step into a version of yourself that no longer waits for external permission, no longer seeks refuge behind convenient excuses, and steadfastly refuses to settle for mere potential when actual, tangible results are within your grasp. So, are you truly ready? Because I genuinely believe today is the day everything can fundamentally change if you consciously allow it. All right. If you've journeyed with me this far, I extend my deepest gratitude for your presence. I sincerely appreciate you sticking through this entire energetic breakdown. If this resonated with you and you wish to receive more content of this nature, I would be incredibly grateful if you'd hit that subscribe button. It genuinely means the world to me. And please, I implore you, share your insights in the comments below. I'm eager to hear what you are planning to do with this potent new moon energy. What constitutes your calculated rebellion? Where are you prepared to bravely step into the arena? I personally read every single comment and cherish connecting with all of you. We are collectively navigating this powerful cosmic tide. Take exquisite care of yourselves, trust your profound instincts, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next one.